Gentlemen, it is good to be back. Good to see y'all. Just going to take a couple seconds here. Just finishing up. Bump, 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 bump. How's everybody doing? Going to do a recap. Did make some movements on the portfolio, so we will be doing that. We're going to do the weekly catalyst breakdown like we normally do, and then we are going to take a look at book of the week. Book of the week is done. We are there. Today, we're going to take a look at Zemetica, Clover, SNDL. We are probably going to be doing a breakdown of the weekly catalyst. That's kind of what we're looking at. As soon as I finish this. Bump, 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 bump. How was your week, man? I guess I should open up restreaming chat here so we can see everybody everywhere. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. That way you guys can see, if you're on Twitch, you can see everybody elsewhere. Pretty good, pretty good. I think the moves that I made were the right decisions this week. Portfolio saw the gains that I was hoping for. So let's go here. Put this on.
They saw as their government's domination by others. On May 5th,
Oh,
2010, the radicals were venting their anger at a debt crisis of the country's own making, but which had
that was the book of the week that you're listening to. Time for more coffee? Definitely always time for more coffee. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You listen to books fast too. That wasn't even that fast. That was 1.8. The guy in that book talks extremely quickly. I had to tone it down to 1.8. But that's how I get through those books, guys. 12 hours of books in like 6 is you just double it up, right? But book of the week this week is on the list for those of you guys that want to go to the list. It is in the chat there for you. The book this week was this one here, History of the United States in 5 Crashes. This one I think is especially timely for right now with what's going on in the market. This takes a look at the crashes of, make sure I get this right, 1907, 1927, 1987, 2000, and 2010. So it goes through reminiscences of a stock operator. For those of you guys that read that, it goes through the 1907 crash that you read about at the start of that book. And then obviously the Black Friday biggest stock market crash, or at least as far as history is concerned, the biggest stock market crash back in the 20s that sent us into the Great Depression. 1987, which is the next biggest one. 2000 is the dot-com bubble, and then 2010 when we had the margin call Big Short collapse. But what it does is it goes through history by each event, the history that leads up to it, and the fallout after it. So it's a really great read for somebody that trades the markets as a whole, but especially for FA traders. It gives you some pretty key indicators as to what to look for, not just inside the market itself, but government, how society starts to talk. There are a lot of red flags that started popping up as you're listening to this. A big one is a president that goes to war with Wall Street never ends well. For the economy and for Wall Street. It was pretty telling listening to J.P. Morgan and Roosevelt fighting it out. It was pretty good. I mean, right now I'm only in the start of 2000, so I still have 2000, 2010 to get through. 2010 probably is not going to have a lot for me, to be honest, um, just because everybody's pretty aware of what happened in 2010. Now, there is a little bit of shade thrown on Greenspan that's worth looking at, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let's open up the trading journal. It doesn't go as far back as the tulip. The tulip's back in the 1700s. It doesn't go that far back. Okay. Trading Journal, weekly DD. Let's copy this. Can we just, is there an easy way to just copy this note? No. Okay. Weekly DD and recap. Week of April 24th. And we'll go here. We'll take this, put this out here. Okay, book of the week. So the history of the United States in 5 crashes. What else? Guess I'll go into the voice channel in Discord. Okay, so that's done. That's set up. That's there. Recap. Recap from the week, guys. Movement made in the portfolio. I have completely closed out ZOM. I also uh, increased sizing into SHG, guys. SHG is on track. They did file for their NASDAQ uplisting, which is really, really good news for a Canadian OTC stock to file for its NASDAQ listing. We have to wait 4 to 6 weeks to get approval, but everything that I'm seeing says that they should be fine to get in. They're not dealing with burdensome debt. They are seeing growing revenues. They have tons of asset allocations all through the US going into Biden care. They look really promising. Their guidance on their earnings, guys, was that they did beat on revenue. They are looking to still triple their revenue this year, so it's looking really, really good. What's up? I'm going back. Kids are okay? Everything's been fine. Okay. What else? So yeah, closed out Zom. Got out. Not as bad as it could have been. It did drop as low as 70 cents. I was able to get out at 86 and 99 respectively on that. So I did take a loss. This is my first actualized loss that I took on the year, but that had to be done. I am thankful to say though that I have moved those actualized losses over into Clove and Clove W. So that is there, guys. Those were the trades for last week's. Last week calls, there was none. We did not do DD last week. So I was off for birthday week. So last week's calls, there was nada, absolutely nothing. So we see that none. SPACs to watch for, guys. Again, guys, I'm still watching on FTOC. But other than that, I'm not actively watching SPAC. Reviewing the weekly trades. Exiting Zomedica was the idea. Clove W, guys, gave me a 4% gain on the portfolio the following day that I exited out of Zomedica. So that was definitely the right decision. All right, let's review rules, trading rules, stops. I am going to put a 15% stop in. I had previously removed my stop rule, but I am going to put it back in. I'm going to take a 15% stop. I'm going to put that into place. Now, SNDL, I'm already down more than that. I am not going to exit SNDL. That one is going to be a bit of a long hold, but any new positions, Clove W, if I see a 15% decrease, I am going to exit and get back in. The damage is already done on SNDL. It makes no sense for me to exit. Moving the capital, I'm not going to see better gains, and I'm not going to get nearly the sizing that I would get by doing that. So for me, I'm not going to do that. No FOMO. Yep. I'm going to add revenge trading onto that. Easy muscles. No revenge trading. Trading journal daily sentiment. This one I am not doing well. I did not do this week. It's mostly because I have not been taking trades actively. I should have done a journal for Friday when I did take trades, but because my trades are becoming fewer and far between, there's not going to be a lot of daily trading sentiment in there. It's going to be more so this weekly update that I'm doing that's going to give me a better understanding. But I still need to be consistent in that. I still need to do that upkeep, and on days when I take trades, put that in my thought process on the day. That's going to help me more down the road. So I've got to be aware of that. Sizing targets are still good. When I'm looking at the sizing on my current positions, let me, for some reason, this is on the I think my sizing on positions is still good. Let's go over here and go earnings play road to 500K. Okay, I had said that sub 200,000, I should be in no more than 5 positions. By May, I'm supposed to be at the 200,000 level. I'm way behind on that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to hit that this year round. But again, I am scrapping. I'm not scrapping the goal. I'd still like to make this the goal for the year. Um, Now, my sizing on individual positions is not on. What I have is a $7,000 position in SHG. And then I've got a 30,000 position in FTOC. Clove, I've got about a 30,000 position. SNDL, it's about 25. So if I'm looking at what the goals are that I had set out over here, position should be about 20. I should actually have, instead of 4 positions, I should have 5 positions, and they should be 20,000 each instead of the ones that I have at 30,000. But I'm actually okay with FTOC being 30,000. And Clove being 30,000, given what's coming down the pipeline for both of them. Yes, the rule is there, but I understand why I'm breaking the rule as well on the sizing. So we'll see. Clove, we'll see what money brings. Money after hours, if the short interest is actually shown to be much higher than what we originally expected, there is a good opportunity there for that to run Monday after hours. But Clove, just into its own earnings, is looking really, really solid in my opinion. So it is the first time that I've ever played Warrants, so I'm interested in playing that and seeing. Originally, I just intended to trade the warrants like an equity and just trade the warrant directly, but now I'm actually thinking about doing a bit of a different strategy where I'm not trading the warrant as equity. Instead, I will actually take the equity position that I have, cash out on the gains, and then use that to exercise warrants. And then I will take those warrants that I exercised and cash those out. Um, Exercise the warrants, turn them into equity, cash that equity, and then exercise more warrants with that, and just slowly do that ebb and flow until I get through all 5,400 warrants. That's kind of the thought process behind it. We'll see how that works out. It should technically work out, but it'll be interesting to see. It'll be an interesting development at the very least. Okay, so that's that. Can't go broke taking profit. That's true. Stop listening to professionals. Okay, guys, what this means, stop listening to professionals. This is not talking about people like, if I got an email or an update from guys like Buffett or Peter Lynch giving their thought process, I would evaluate that. I would listen to that. Burry is another one that's had a fairly decent track record. I would listen to that. By stop listening to professionals, what I'm talking about is like the CNBC, the Jim Cramers, the Mad Moneys, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be listening to those guys, and I'm going to continue that. That rule still needs to be there. I am going to add the clarification here of Jim Cramer, CNBC, not Buffett. Rise early, work hard, take profit. That's still a thing. I'm up before most of you. I'm busting ass all day. Take profits when I can. Consider spin-offs. This is one that I haven't really had to play on. Microsoft is coming up on a spin-off. I don't think I'll have capital in place to play it, but that's definitely there. I have been keeping my ear out for spin-offs, so I'm okay with that still being there. Equity, equity, equity. Yeah. Well, I do have additional positions in crypto and options. My options portfolio is actually about 3% of my total investment portfolio. My cryptocurrency is about 1.5. It's growing, but it's not growing because I'm putting more capital in. It's growing because the position is growing. Ethereum continues to do quite well. So cleared from the board when you exit. Yeah, I was good about that. Zemetica, I got rid of it, took it off my watch list, stopped staring at it when I got out. I did go back at the end of the day to take a peek at it to see if I got a decent exit, and I did. If I go back over, let's go here. Where did Zemetica finish on the day? 94, and I got 99 on it. So pretty happy about that. As far as where did my positions finish for the week? Clove had a really nice week. I'm pretty happy with this. I took gains on Clove earlier in the week and got out for a profit, about an $900 profit, and then I came back in. Fortnite's mastermind goes to battle with Apple. He's got a lot. So Microsoft, Google, and Facebook have all been supporting him in this lawsuit, doing whatever they can to help him. That Apple strangleholds people to use their payment system instead of being able to collect funds on their own apps has been an ongoing debate of is that a monopoly or not, and that's kind of what Fortnite is presenting in courts is if you don't abide by Apple's restrictions on payments, they immediately lock you out of their market, and that makes them a monopoly. So um, Clove finished well on the week, guys. FTOC is kind of not doing anything. It is up on the week from open, but it didn't. It's not really doing anything until we get further news on that merger. SHG, guys, can't pull it up here, but I can pull it up on Yahoo. So SHG, Yahoo Finance. SHG, guys, they did have their earnings this week. Revenue was good. They beat on it. It continues to move up. It did have its NASDAQ listing. So this was right after earnings. It had this drop off, which was crazy because it beat on earnings. And for some reason, it just like everybody sold it and ran away from it. And then it bought back up and then kind of plateaued. And then on Friday, we got news that their NASDAQ listing was filed. Actually, Thursday we got news after hours that the Nasdaq listing had filed, which is why this just kind of kept going up. I probably have this on a Nasdaq listing at $2 to $3, so I'm looking to double or triple whatever I've got in this by the year end. But that's just another play where that's slowly I'm putting money into it over time as I take new positions, letting it grow. Here's the news here about the primary shelf. Revenues rose 3.2 million even during COVID, so pretty happy with this, guys. Not hating this position at all. What else we got? Take your time when placing an order. Canadian margin is a no bueno. All the trades I took were purchased in the correct portfolio, so that went well. No earnings. I did not play any earnings plays. SHG has been a long hold. That they had earnings this week was nothing. That I increased my position in them had everything to do with their uplisting and nothing to do with their earnings performance. I did not play up to earnings, which is what that's there for. Clove is up to earnings, but there's a whole bunch of different things that I'm playing with Clove. If anything, the reason why I'm so bullish on Clove is because it's way below where it should be. That it's floating around this 860 level, or it had been at least. It closed, 877. These are the four analysts on in this, guys. Merrill Lynch, Credit Suisse, Citigroup, JP Morgan. The lowest, these are holds, but kind of their price target is very interesting. So the holds are 10 and 15 price respectively. There's a 51% upside to this. You can take a 50% gain on Clove if it comes to analyst price targets. And I think that heading into their earnings, that's very likely that we see that. I don't think now this is rated underperform, and it's interesting this is rated underperform, given that tip rank investors very positive, moderate buy, bullish. Fundamentals, it doesn't have any of this listed. It's interesting that it doesn't have fundamentals listed because they have filed a 10K for last year. but it wasn't very fleshed out. It said that they had no revenue, which is, I mean, they then filed an 8K showing their revenue. I don't know why they didn't include that in the 10K, but um, the origin of Noob Saibot. Interesting. Um, but yeah, it's not specifically earnings that I'm in Clove on. I think earnings will be a thing. No eggs in one basket. Yeah, I'm still split up. I'm not everything on one bet. Create a trading entry exit log for each position, complete with DD. I do have that. You'll see the entry exit log here. I have not done one for Clove yet, so I should do that. Add a new note. Clove, Clove, W, entry. Price down. Analyst pricing has it at 50% gains. Add short interest. Math. Revenue growth. Expansion into 10 new states. Aid reduced. Medicare. Okay. To 50. Partner with CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Rite Aid. Exit. Price target 30. Exercise. W with flow of gains. Now I'm not sure how quickly that exercising happens. I don't know if that's immediate or it takes a little bit of time, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's kind of the exit strategy on it is when the price target hits 30. Now that's flexible. It could be 25. It doesn't have to be 30 on the dot, but at 30, the first step in this is exiting the equity when it hits price target, so that it builds the capital for me to exercise the warrants as it goes. Now I'm not exactly in a race to exercise the warrants. I will exercise probably 3 times. So I'll probably the first time around I'll do 1500, 1400 of the warrants I'll exercise, and then I'll slowly do that more and more and more and more. Jones TV, thanks for the follow, man. Let me know how you found the stream, what it is you trade. But yeah, with the warrants I'll probably exercise 1400. That'll leave me with about 4 grand left, and then I'll leave it for a little bit, let Clove continue to grow, and then exercise as the stock price continues to appreciate, getting better and better gains out of Clove. So lots of time on Clove, guys. The Clove warrants, part of the entry on that is the timing. So I'll put that here for Clove W specifically. The terms of the warrant, it's a 1-for-1 warrant instead of some that are 3-to-1 or 5-to-1. For every warrant that you have, you get 1 share, which is really nice. The strike on it is 1150. So this goes over 1150. These are bang on. They're past strike. And then the expiry is April 2025. So there's lots of time on. Really, really nice looking warrant. I'm glad that we grabbed that. Redemption, who's on pretty much daily with me, brought the warrant to my attention. So very thankful for that. But the warrants, I do like the position that they offer and the time that they offer me on it. So pretty pumped about that. For all you guys lurking on YouTube or elsewhere, we can see you in the chat. If you are trying to talk, everybody can see what you're saying. You don't have to be on Twitch in order to talk and get responded to. We can see you. We can see you. What's your PT on Zom? I'm out of Zom. I'm out of Zom. I exited it. I think eventually. They did announce that they're Annual shareholder meeting will be in July. Leading up to July, I think if they do see an acquisition, there is potential for it to go to $2-3. So I may look at an entry on Zom again if it comes back down to that 70-80 cent level. I'm a little worried into their earnings. The voting, the shareholders have voted down a reverse split once. I don't know that they actually have the votes to do it again. It'll be interesting to see what the voting prospectus looks like. Like what are they voting on in the shareholder meeting? It's going to be interesting to see that, and kind of the dialogue around it. We'll wait and see as to whether or not I'm actually going to get back into a position with that. But if I do, it'll be probably before their annual shareholder meeting. Thoughts on Lemonade? It's a growing insurance company. Its movement into car insurance is probably a strong move for it, given that it's targeting a younger demographic. Car insurance is probably a lot more likely than life insurance or home insurance with that younger demographic they're appealing to. What I'm interested in is usually insurance companies, they're building up large amounts of premiums and then they start to use that to be a bit of an investment firm. I'm interested to see them eventually reach out to somebody like BlackRock or Goldman and say, can you guys manage our premiums for us in order to build growth off the premiums? Now that's how Buffett went about it with Berkshire Hathaway, and if you haven't read that whole story, you'll get that. But they've got great growing leverage on the premiums, and they are doing well in gaining market share with the younger demographic. So I don't absolutely hate Lemonade. For me, it's not something I would play on equity. But I would be watching it for some news about who is going to manage their premiums, or are they going to continue to manage their premiums internally. That's something I would very much take a look at. Okay, so that's the entry exit ticker. Looking at the rules, anything else? That's it. Okay. Up next, key events in the week coming up. Okay, so let's clear this. We know that we have short interest numbers coming in for April 15th, Monday after hours. Let's go to the Seeking Alpha Catalyst, guys. If you haven't seen this before, you might want to take a look at this. This is a tool that we break down every week. It's just a scattershot. It's not that it's authoritative anyway. This is everything that's happening, but it gives you a great kind of overview of a bunch of different little things that are going on in the market or around the market. So definitely keep an eye on it. We're going to break this down and take a look. MVIS, guys, Microvision is running on, it's the current Wall Street Bets pump. There was no CGN MVIS pump on Friday. Let's see how those played out. Head over here. MVIS. I know that at one point OGN had dropped quite a bit. MVIS guys on the week. You'll see here's the pump day on the Friday. Now people are saying that, well, it's an Ethereum play, it should be up this high anyway. My question is then why did it fall so hard? This is another, well, there's a short interest kind of deal. I don't know that I'm necessarily sold on that, guys. But we'll see. We'll see on Monday. We'll know Monday, right? Arc going in. Yeah, there's a lot of Kathy Woods followers. They're just trying to mimic her portfolio and they're shadow trading her. So every time she makes an announcement, they just buy what she buys. Okay, so for OCGN guys, this one also had a pump, but you'll see that there was a dump towards the end of the day. It did go back up above 10 after hours. Actually, it went to 11 after hours. So after hours, there was decent movement on this. But again, this is another one. This is a biotech company betting on India having worse and worse COVID. This is not one that I'm going to play. I'm not going to look at this. OCGN is one that I did play in the past. Last year, I played OCGN. Yeah, Ocugen. I played it back in June, and I took almost a 200% gain on it. Bingo is a whisper play. Yeah, I've heard a couple of them. Bingo, Clover, OCGN, MVIS, AMC. AMC on Friday, guys, did not get the pump everybody else did. The narrative on AMC is that this is still happening, that there's still a short squeeze on. I'm not convinced of that narrative. Same thing with GME guys. I'm not convinced of the narrative that there is a pump happening here. What I am starting to see on GME is just steady decline. So back here in March, anybody know the day that we got the, what is, I think it was the 10th. Is it the 10th? What was the day that Kitty? Oh, it's the 16th. It was the 16th. Yeah. So the 16th is when we found out about Kitty or DFE's position. He did exercise. He did increase his position in GME. So that's where this positive sentiment and gain in price happened, 416 to 419. But it's just been degrading. And from up here at end of March to here, it's just degrading. So and people are saying the shorts have to cover. There's no shares available. Okay. Let me check right now how many shares are available in GME to actively trade. Almost a 6% turnover on the day. So yeah, there are definitely shares active to trade. There's a free float of 56 million. Shorts could cover whenever they want, but with this steady downward progression and interest rates relatively low on borrowing for GameStop, I don't see any need for shorts to cover. At this point, I think a lot of shorts are just collecting gains on premium. They've positioned themselves as such that the longer it goes, the more that they're just earning the steady income on it. I think eventually we are going to see the apes get tired of the hold. They're going to realize that there's lots of money being made elsewhere, and they're going to start pulling from it. And when they start to pull from it, there are certain levels that we've seen on GME before where it likes to fall. 140 is a fall, 120 is a fall, and if it comes back down to 100, we'll see it fall to around the 60, 70 range. So that's kind of where it is now. There are obviously going to be halts as we hit those, but 140 down to 120, down to 100, down to 70, I think is quite reasonable. And then that could all happen really within a day, because as it starts to plummet like that, you're going to see people pulling out. You're going to see people heading elsewhere. What's interesting about that is as GME collapses on itself, that's going to be a whole bunch of retail money looking to go somewhere. So definitely worth keeping an eye out for this GME decline, because the day that it does go down, the day that it goes down is the day that we see those funds go somewhere else. And whether that's crypto, whether that's another meme play, who knows? Whether they try it on AMC, they try to buy it up and force the shorts out because AMC is more affordable, or whatever the narrative is. We'll actually probably have a better idea of what they're going to look to move towards when we get short numbers on Monday. I would not be surprised that we see the top targets being the most shorted stocks. Um, just a general disclaimer here, guys. This is not financial advice. This is me doing an educational segment for you guys every day on here. That's the name of the game. This is about helping you guys understand my thought process and how I trade the market, what I see as advantages and opportunities. You guys need to come up with your own decisions, your own trading methodologies. If you don't know how to do that, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You're just getting started in the market and trying to learn. The two things I can recommend that you do, these are life things. It's not financial advice. It's go seek out a financial advisor. Find somebody who's a professional in the field. Sit down with them, have a conversation, figure out what is you're trying to accomplish. And honestly, guys, there are a couple great people out there that I can recommend. If you're looking for somebody from Canada or somebody from the US, I do know people in both that I can recommend to you as people that I consider to be upstanding individuals of good character that can help you guys to achieve your financial goals. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to me. I don't get any affiliate fees or anything for referring you to them. They're just good people that I know have the best interests of their clients at heart. So Anchorman188, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated, man. Let me know how you found the stream, what it is you trade. With that disclaimer out of the way, though, guys, this is more about letting you inside my mind to see what's going on. I don't claim to be an expert in this, guys. I've been in the market for a whopping year and a quarter. Are they fiduciaries? The gentleman in Canada is. I haven't done a full check on the lady that I would recommend in the States, but the lady that I would recommend in the States is somebody that I know she has all her accreditation. I know that she has all of her all of her ducks in a row as far as that goes. I'm not sure if they're fiduciaries. I know that's something that Martini Rita likes to stress is fiduciary, fiduciary, fiduciary. But these are people that I know and trust personally. I would trust them with my capital if I was going to use a financial advisor. So if you're completely at a loss, you don't know what to do. ETH merge coming in October. Sweet. Yeah. The other thing that I can recommend, guys, is read a lot. Please, please, please read a lot. I do have a reading list that I have had.
Rita?
Um,
You mean Rita? Okay.
what?
I was
No,
just
you
joking.
you are not a professional financial advisor, and nobody should go to Rita for professional
You said
financial
read.
advice.
You said read a lot, and I was just making a joke that it sounds like Rita. God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Don't read a lot. AJ might get offended. Just read.
Oh my God, I didn't mean it like that.
Of
God.
course you did. Of course you did, you sicko. Martini Rita on the mic guy. She's the lady that gives me shit and keeps me in line. Mrs. Millennial is very thankful for Martini that she keeps me honest and stops me from doing. Well, I mean, I still do stupid shit, but she stops me from being a complete
I don't
idiot. Let's
stop you
say.
from anything. You go straight first into a burning pile of dog shit.
Yeah,
What the
but you
fuck am I
you,
gonna do
you
about
let me
that?
know that I'm doing it. You make me acutely
God.
aware that I'm doing it. By the way, SHG looking really. Oh, I already told you that yesterday. Never mind. Uh, how's GDRX doing? Let's check. Yeah, I don't know.
Eat a dick.
I don't know. I don't know that this was the one. You know what I mean? I just, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. And everyone told me that for fucking solid 4 or 5 years on Tesla. And then it was like everyone woke up to Tesla and I was like, duh.
So I mean, I am interested because we're now at that part where I'm going to start breaking down the week in the catalysts. Why GDRX over Clover?
Because they don't have because of the management team. Have you seen what the management team, the utter healthcare billing miracles that GDRX has decided to take on? Do you know how difficult medical billing is to do all this shit? Even Amazon can't get it right, and they've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
there's
Like,
a lot Amazon can't get right. See Amazon Gaming for more information. Um, yeah.
okay, Amazon
Okay.
is still Amazon.
Okay.
When you create a $1 trillion company, then you can throw shade.
She knows that's not true. I can throw shade right now. I just did. GDRX though. Okay, so it's the executive board. It's the team they put together.
Yeah. Well, no,
Okay.
it's the two CEOs. They have a co-CEO. So, um, and the other problem with Clover for me is always I understand that you guys love like Chamath or whatever, but Chamath has a very large pile of shit for long-term investing that no one seems to pay attention to, but like there's just not a lot of I don't know. Every time I think about a Chamath brand or whatever, it never makes it past like 4 years. It just doesn't.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. What are the revenue projections on GDRX for this year? Are they looking for aggressive growth? Or are they looking for slow, sustainable growth? Like, oh no, okay, that's. I mean, they're looking to go from 550 to. I mean, that's. I would say that this is not a, and say it with a grain of salt here, guys. Not aggressive growth when it's 250 million in revenue. They're looking to grow every year, but they're a newer company, so I would expect this kind of a growth scale. Okay, I mean that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Would you be interested in looking at Skylight in more depth once they're uplisted to the Nasdaq?
I mean, I guess. I just.
Like they're looking to triple revenue this year, because of their massive expansion that they did last year. They beat on Q4, but everybody seems to have missed this in their earnings call. We listened to it on stream, and the really, really exciting thing for SHG guys is they, with all the clinics that they own in the US, they shifted them from a upfront model to an insurance model, which means there's a net 15 or a net 30 payable on that. They don't get immediate payment like they used to get. It's not cash carry. So a lot of the revenue that they saw from those chains that they purchased up all over the states, they had the expenses for those services are all in their Q4 revenue, but those insurable payments that they had to delay net 15, net 30, or they'll see that income from net 15, net 30 because it's already been, those services have already been rendered. All of that revenue, one time only, is going to roll over into the next quarter. Now that'll happen every quarter, but this is the first time that it's happening. So it's not going to be like it's an expected flow in their cash flow. This is an add a little boost they get that one time. So their Q1 earnings are actually going to be pretty darn exciting, where you get a little bit of that added bump where they beat on revenue anyway with Q4. But if they beat on revenue anyway in Q4 and that wasn't their full revenue, some of that revenue is just going to automatically get deposited into Q1 as well. That bodes really, really well. On top of that, at the end of Q4, guys, they did pick up another chain in... Where was this? Colorado. They picked up another chain in Colorado, as well as an agreement with Massachusetts to start doing trial medication. So that's this one, right? Edge. Yeah, this is in Massachusetts. So it's one of the North America's leading clinical research groups. So essentially what happens is when you're seeing biostocks doing their phase 3 trials, oftentimes they're looking for clinics or hospitals, and usually it's the bigger hospitals that are able to provide sizable enough numbers for those trials. And that was one of the big things with COVID, where people weren't able to find enough bodies to actually go through the trials. Skylight's clinics are now going to be able to offer their clientele phase 3 experimental treatments and medications under this agreement with this group in Massachusetts, which is, again, a nice little boost, especially given that in the next year, we're seeing an awful lot of therapies and treatments coming out for cancer, diabetes, and HIV. Those will be experimental phase 3s, and those will be allowed to be offered in Skylight Health clinics. So that's kind of cool. But yeah,
Hey,
that's
millennial.
yeah.
When you're done with your SHG bullshit, can we do crypto, please?
I've got to do my weekly catalyst breakdown, but then yeah, we can definitely do crypto.
I wasn't saying right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely break down crypto before I get out of here today. All right, guys. So volatility watch, MVIS. This was the pump and dump from Wall Street Bets. UAVS, guys. We've seen this one before. This is one that was rumored at one point to be acquired by Amazon, for their drone delivery. I don't know about that, but I guess we'll see. Carvana and EBIX. This is just a volatility watch. There's movement on it. Whatever. Implied options volatility. That may be a metric a lot of people watch. I don't. It's in there. It's worth looking at if you know what that means. It means absolutely nothing for me. Here for oncology trials. Okay, I'll put that there for later reading. We'll do that after crypto if I have time. Okay, all week there are conferences from HC Wainwright. This is kind of a nothing. Oh, I take it back. It's a cryptocurrency conference. Anytime you get a bunch of guys in a room talking about cryptocurrency these days, it seems to do something. There's a blockchain and fintech conference. There is a neuroscience conference, manufacturing conference. Nothing there that for me is like, ooh, shiny. I got to watch that. Nevada Gaming Control Board is due to release its March gaming win report sometime during the week. Okay, so this is going to be big for LVS, MGM, BYD, Caesar. Those are there, but also keep a watch out for DraftKings, Penn, even something like eBet might see some gains on this, depending. But definitely keep an eye on this, guys. See how Vegas is doing. IPO lockup period on root expires. Also, BDSX Gatto Max. Keep in mind, guys, not this week, but in the upcoming week, Nikla is coming out of lockup as well. I expect Trevor Milton to exit post haste. IMAB, R&D Day, Dow, Jim Federling will make an appearance at Bloomberg Green Summit to discuss why green is good for business. I don't buy this narrative that keeps getting pumped by everybody right now. I understand that we're having the G8 meetings and people are making these lofty commitments to cutting greenhouse emissions by 50% by 2030, which I mean, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that, but it's horseshit. Um, yeah, this idea that green is good for business, I'm not there yet. Not there yet. Nice, man. Tesla has its earnings call. Ooh, I know what Martini's doing on Monday. What do you think? Tesla beats? She's still there.
Wait, what are you saying?
Tesla earnings Monday. You're obviously gonna be on that call. Do you think they beat?
Well, when you say beat, you're saying earnings, and nobody gives a shit about the balance sheet. They just care how many cars are produced.
That's what I'm talking about. The actual numbers of rollout on vehicles. Do you think that they did well?
Nah.
No. Yeah, I think they have a lot of problems in China right now, more than people
Yep.
realize. I think China is going to hurt them in a big way. I don't know if any of you guys saw the photos of the Shanghai protests against Tesla, but this was pretty.
I don't know.
Eh,
It seems like China's little friendly. I think he pissed them off,
yes, he
and
did.
because the thing is, um, basically, if the government likes you, right, it doesn't matter that people are pissed off. They're gonna quell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not about whether the people are pissed off. I feel like it's the government pissed off.
One of the things with doing business in Asia, not just China, guys, China, Japan, anywhere over there, there are social cues that are meant to be followed, and it's just a process of that business. People say, "Oh yeah, we got those here in North America." Not really, kind of, but not really, not nearly at the level that they have them over there. And for a guy like Elon, whose ability to gauge and react and be empathetic to social cues is extremely low, um, that's a Molotov cocktail waiting to explode.
He's not
Um,
extremely low. Get over it. No, 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 no. What?
yeah, yeah.
Personally, maybe, but
If somebody comes to criticize Elon for something that he's done, his response is not to slowly process and carry that through and understand it. And it's no, I know what I'm doing. Fuck that. Over and over and over again. Which is not generally something that the Chinese government is going to be fond of. If they show up and say, "We don't really like what you're doing," and his response is, "Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm doing, so fuck that." That's probably not going to bode well, and I think that that's a ticking time bomb over there for him in a big way. Uh, Not sure how to say that one exactly, but Robe LFN. I'll go with that. Thanks for following, man. Much appreciated. Let me know how you found the stream. What is you traded, guys? When I say man, it is not man as though I am assuming your gender. It is man as though I was from California. And it's like, hey, man, what's up? So, yeah. I had somebody chew me out because I use words like guy and man, but and that's more being a 90s kid. Tuesday, Mara is speaking at that crypto conference on Tuesday. I don't know that we've seen an announcement. Oh, this should be fun to watch. Executives from Facebook, Twitter, and Google testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee covering algorithmic amplification. Guys, the I don't know if you ever watched uh, the government try to talk to social media. it's painful normally. Just understanding how social media works is really painful to watch government talk about it. Now they're going to have a hearing covering algorithmic amplification. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 for entertainment purposes. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 for anything actually coming out of it without them needing somebody who's a millennial or Gen Z to explain it to them afterwards. The questions should be hilarious.
Wait, go back to Tesla. I was researching. So, what exactly you think Elon did? Because it was really the team that fucked them in China.
What do I think Elon did? No. What I was saying is I'm forward looking. I think there will come a day when China knocks on Elon's door to say, "Hey, Elon, stop doing this." And his response is, "But I don't want to. This is what I want to keep
Yeah.
doing." I think that's an inevitability. You can only start. You can only pour oil on a fire for so long before it really just blows up. Um, Also, that industry is booming in its own way with China controlled companies over there, right? Like Neo, Xpeng, China owns those either directly or through party money. It owns them, whereas Tesla, it does not. It's great that they have Tesla there to be like, we're open borders, friendly to global commerce, but let's be real. If China owns a company, you're already trying to play catch up on something. It's like Starbucks versus, what was it, Luckin Coffee. The car crash was a car crash. It doesn't really bother me. It was the PR out of Shanghai protests that gives it a bit of a black eye, and then you've got the party in China being a huge favor of XPav and Neo. That's of note.
All right, he
Uh,
is actually screwed up. I just okay. So I just looked at the WeChat for uh, uh what is it, PROC, People's Republic of China or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And oh, they've commented on it. Ugh. They said Tesla should respect China's I don't know if this I think this little Google translation is bad, but whatever. Respect Chinese people. I'm thinking he's saying the culture, basically.
Yeah, yeah. He's saying the people of China.
So ugh, this ain't good.
And guys, this is why whenever if you haven't heard Martini spiel on Tesla, this is the caveat emptor to any position in Tesla, guys, is you aren't tied to Tesla as a company. That's not
Yeah,
what
you're
makes or
fine.
breaks your investment. You're tied to Elon Musk. That and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm not trying to crap on that. He's PayPal mafia. The man is a genius. He's going to take us to Mars. He's going to build subterranean cities with the Boring program. Like he's going to do all kinds of insane things for us. But you have to realize that you are tied to him on the positive side, where he builds next gen infrastructure underneath government regulation, regardless of them trying to stop him. But you also take with that the guy that names his kid crazy names and smokes pot with Joe Rogan and memes all day on Twitter and is a firm supporter of Dogecoin. Like that's the other half that you have to take with your investments. And if you're not willing to juggle those chainsaws, just be very. I'm not advocating you buy or don't buy Tesla. I'm just saying be aware that that's the buyer beware on that is Musk. Also, if Musk dies, that would be bad for Tesla as a company. I don't know that there's a visionary that comes in and replaces him. This is going to be good. 2-day Adobe conference.
Hey, do you know anything about accessing WeChat over
Ne-
there?
Mm, I
Because the only way it's basically I'm actually geolocked. That's a new experience.
yeah, that we call that the Red Wall of China.
Uh, I
Yeah,
need to read
that
it there.
yeah, what you're fighting is the big red wall of China, and I don't have the time, energy, or brain capacity to fight through it, so I just kind of leave it alone. But this looks big this week, guys. For this is big. The Adobe conference. For those of you that don't know what Adobe is doing, Adobe. A lot of you guys are like, "Oh, Adobe, they do like Photoshop and that kind of stuff." Yeah, they're also being major players in AI, AR, and VR in a huge way. And they have really been leveraging into that. That they're speaking to Pfizer and FedEx is interesting. This might actually be, depending on what comes out, I think that there might be a play on what was Abcelera. I think that was the Peter Thiel AI biostock, right? Abcelera? If I remember correctly. I think that was the Peter Thiel one. News.
A Chinese proverb that many small things become big things or something like that. Oh, they think they're arrogant.
Yeah, because they're
Oh.
American. They got to fight with that anyway. Do you trade or invest? I would say I'm more of a trader than an investor. I'm not really looking. Well, I guess my crypto holdings are investments because I'm going to hold those forever. It's not like I'm trying to. I don't trade those like forex. Um, my options are leaps. I don't think that makes me an investor though. That just makes me a long term trader. Uh, Snow saying you've got to backdoor it through Taiwan. Um, yeah, it is Upseller. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, with Upseller, guys, that might be an interesting play if we're seeing forward movement on AI in the biosector. It's interesting that Pfizer's there talking with Adobe, but it is what it is. Intel's been getting their ass handed to them. AMD execs are holding their post earnings conference call. Um,
Wait, so you wouldn't trade crypto? You're only gonna
I'm
hold it?
not. I'm not. I'm just gonna buy and hold. I'm using that as a hedge.
Boo.
Sorry.
I thought we were gonna
I
have fun.
Well, we can still have fun. We can still discuss it. I think that's really important for a lot of people to understand that difference between those two mentalities, right? Like, why am I just buying and holding it versus people that are actively trading it?
This is like the
Um,
ultimate dog shit, and now you don't want to be in dog shit. I hate you sometimes. God.
well, and of the ultimate dog shit, I of the ultimate dog shit. I took the most boring dog shit of it all, right? You would call 2 to 3 year leaps investing? Okay. Well, yeah. Most of my options portfolio is tied up in 2023 leaps, 2023 calls. I'm yield farming? No, I'm not yield farming. I trade equities almost exclusively. I don't have dividends. I hate the concept of dividend yield. No, that's not me. I trade high risk, high volatility stocks over a 6 to 8 month or 6 to 8 week basis. Sometimes it's a little faster, sometimes it's a lot slower. But yeah, I'm an equity trader. I don't day trade. I don't. Yeah, I'm not day trade. You're not going to see me doing 12 trades a day. But yeah. Okay, so AMD earnings on the Tuesday is going to be interesting. So let's see here. I want okay, Monday is Tesla earnings. Tuesday is start marking this stuff down here. Tuesday is the Mara crypto thing. Mara crypto conference. And this is going to be a nothing, guys. Don't expect this to move Facebook, Twitter, or Google in any way. Have you staked your Ethereum? I have no idea what that means. And then AMD earnings on Tuesday. We also have April 15th short numbers on Monday. After hours. This is relevant for my Clove trade. Could be relevant for my Clove trade. Wednesday. Games Beat Summit, which I've never heard of. Next gen plans for gaming. Microsoft will be speaking there. Playtika will be speaking there, and Activision will be speaking there. Activision's going to get some interesting questions, I think, on Wednesday in regards to you've lost a lot of the talent that built you. Are you still the same company? I think over the next little bit. Wednesday, the Fed's FOMC announcement is due to be made. What I'd really like Powell to stop doing is I'd really like Powell to stop stoking this hyperinflation thing. He's not making it better. He's just making it worse. Of like, yeah, no, hyperinflation's not really a problem that we're going to deal with right now. We're just going to ignore it until it becomes a problem. He needs to stop doing that. I think at this point, it's every single time he speaks, somebody's like, yeah, but hyperinflation. I think he needs a better response then. We won't deal with it until it's too late.
So I'm gonna head out of here, but I was hoping that you would actually trade crypto with me. I think it would be fun. Come on, come on.
I doubt it. I doubt that I'm going to do that.
I just as a U.S. citizen, I'm deathly afraid of trading anything that isn't at least Nasdaq listed. So I don't know.
As a
Anyways,
Canadian,
I'll see you later.
yeah. Okay,
What?
later. I was gonna say, as a Canadian, TSX is it's a real thing.
TSX is real? What are you saying?
Yeah, things traded on the TSX are real. I wouldn't make the same case for the CSE if it was on the CSE. That would
I'm just worried
Canadian
about
CSE stock.
volumes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Volume doesn't exist in Canada. That's not a thing.
Okay, so that's the problem.
But sometimes boring is good, especially if you think that everything's going to implode. But yeah, head out of here if you want. I'll ping you when I'm done doing the spiel, and if you want to talk crypto, we can still do that. But
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye. 1-800-Flowers. That should be good. Q1 numbers, Valentine's Day. I think that'll be good. Q1 GDP is going to arrive. This will be interesting. So Q1 GDP on Thursday. What else do we have going on? Amazon earnings on Thursday as well. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Amazon earnings, and then Friday there is Airbnb lockup. That's a big deal. Potential plays. I'm not looking to do anything on this week. So I'm just gonna delete that. I don't think that's gonna be there. What's doing? Weekly recap. Doing a little bit of breakdown on the week. Just kind of what we're expecting here. I don't think that there's any big votes. Congress vote. House approved a bill to make DC its own state. A lot of stuff seems to be stuck in the Senate pipeline right now. The Senate's got a lot of stuff to cover. Um, Louisiana special election coming up. That's going to be important. Last 2 weeks of college. Anything that benefits from that. Zoom, maybe. What's up, Freezer Owen? How you doing, man? Kappa Faker Timo, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Let me know how you found the stream and what it is you trade. Sock stocks have been low for months. What do you mean? What's a sock stock? Reparations bill. You guys are nailing it. Gun violence bills. I don't see anything here that's like pending this week as a major focus in Congress for votes. Beeline cases. Um, Ooh, that's an interesting one. That one's not going to go anywhere. Volcanic Orgasm. Thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Let me know how you feel on the stream, what it is you trade. Carve Daddy Yeah, I'm out of Not seeing the bill that has the. It's the For the People Act. It's voters' rights. Cyber diplomacy. Quadrennial Homeland Security Review Technical Corrections. Belarus support. Yeah, I don't see anything here. I don't see anything here for that healthcare bill. This is interesting. Is this a Democrat or Republican? A Republican looking to put a limit on the number of terms that a member of Congress can serve. I like that. I like that. Impeaching Joe Biden. This bill is going to go nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's a waste of time and effort. I don't even know why they would floor it. Steve Cohen, Democrat. An amendment to the Constitution to abolish the Electoral College. Not bloody likely. Really? They got to move hard and fast if they want that to go through. Okay. So that's it for that. Let's check out the biopharma calendar. SLGL has their PDUFA. PLX has a PDUFA. That could be big for ARDX. These two here. This one's already been extended. So that could be two potential plays there. PLX and ARDX. Okay, so let's see what these are. ARDX. This one came up from $5 already. Based out of California. Kidney and cardiorenal diseases in the United States. Projected revenue on 2022 is insane. Pipeline. Japan, China, Canada. Ten a penner. Is this their only? So this is their first and only drug to market. So this is big for this. It probably will go towards 15 if it gets its PDUFA approval. What else do we have? PLX is on Tuesday. This has already run up to about 6. Again, this will probably be a first approval. Revenue projections are not as steep on that one. I don't like PLX as much as I like ARDX, I don't think. You're saying Eton? From back to me. Limited can be both good and bad. This is too big. This is too big to matter for me with bio. Eton in May missed on revenue, of course, because they don't have it. That's ridiculous. Their approval was pushed back. I don't know how they're looking to do 12 million Q1 when they haven't had approval yet. That's probably going to have to shift. Okay, let's check their earnings call. I'm sure all of this is full with super important stuff, guys. I like to skip right to the questions where the analysts ask them what's going on. So they have had sales from this Buyerfin. They have 4 PDFAs in a month. Oh man. Hmm. Okay, isn't a product that requires detailing. We were planning on just contracting it with wholesalers, distributors, blah, blah, blah. I imagine there would be a slight discount off the correct, but not too drastic. But we're on track, we believe, for approval on our PDUFA date. And yes, I mean, all the product reviews are going well for that matter. All of them should be on track if you hit the PDUFA dates. So really what this looks like hmm, If they hit a single PDUFA, they'll go to 15 ish. If they hit 4 PDUFAs in 4 weeks, that could be 20. This is where the timing gets muddled. Just opening it up to see if they have options on this, because that might be a play that I take on option if I can't free up the equity. Explain PDUFA. It's the final approval that you would get from the FDA that allows you to actively and openly market your product. One hit, one miss wouldn't even really matter because it's more about the hit than the miss. Hmm. I think I need to wait and see what Clove does. I think I have to wait and see what Clove does on the week. I would keep my Clove warrants, but I would sell my Clove equity share to play it. Let's tidy up this watch list a little bit here. Okay, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh, I like EQB. That's got to stay. That's gone. I can't take that. That's not. No, not that. Zon. I'm out of that. GNW. No, 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 no. All right. November 10s. November 10s could be nice. Afterpay. Yeah, I'm locked in with FTOC as far as fintech play goes. Really, this comes down to what am I gonna do with Clove? Their earnings isn't expected until around the same timeline, which is unfortunate. This is one of those cases of I just need more capital. You're thinking of selling puts against the hype run up into all those PDUFAs. I only see 3 here for Eton. May 27th, May 29th. Hmm. What I really need to do here is get a firm date on Clove's earnings. March, April, May. It could even be June for Clove. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. In fact, that can be a positive catalyst, Nuvola, because if they've got their earnings right in between and they show positive revenue growth on that earnings, and then you've got PDUFAs that go positive on both sides, as a triple catalyst to move up. It's going to be a big gainer. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. These numbers are all guesses. I really do need Clover Health to give me some kind of an indication as to when their earnings could be. I don't understand why they're forecasting it for end of May when in reality it makes sense to me that they would be the end of June. Yeah, this has an estimate of end of May as well. They missed big on this one. They missed by less than $1 million. When did this go into effect? This went into effect in April, so this won't be in their Q1. SNDL did get positive PR that they're increasing their investment agreement with SAF. I may just see what kind of gains that gives us. If SNDL can get back to around $1, I guess I could take that exit, actualize that loss. If it goes to $1, I could get 10 grand and put that into Eton. That may be the play. That may be what I do. I'm not seeing any expedited movement on SNDL as far as dropping press release, as far as dropping whatever. As far as the Senate moving forward, Schumer's taking his sweet ass time. There's no votes pending. I think there's a lot of time. So this was the news regarding. This was the news regarding their increased commitment. So originally it was supposed to be 100, and then they not quite doubled it, but 144 million US. Afternoon, Holmes. Hmm. Yeah.
It's what they want to do. All of them would like to watch a show.
Okay, that's fine. Howdy, hair. Listen to this. I do a weekend stream typically every week. I just haven't had it. Congress gridlock. Yeah, Senate is moving real slow on anything as far as positive gains. I mean, I think that Sundial would be waiting on an announcement from I may have to exit that position too. I'd really like to see Sundial go up, but not at all. Osprey, thanks for being here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna see what the SNDL does pre-market. I may need to exit that. I can get my hands on at least 8 grand here, 9 grand, which is down from the 22 that I've got in it. But the movement is too slow on it, and there is an opportunity for me to get back in. But Eton with I'm only seeing 3 approvals, but I don't think any of these is going to get shut down. The FDA is starting to move forward. The ephedrine injection is a big one. And that's June. Hmm. I mean, this is just huge, guys. For a company that's at $8, they just need one. What the shit? So have they had this for a full quarter? This Biorphan, Alkindle, these have been approved for a full quarter now? Yeah, they have 6 filed, not 4. One, two. And you said their earnings is right smack in the middle of that. 3. 4. August, they've got another one. All right, I need to drain and fuel up. I'll be right back, guys. Screw you, New Voila, because this is just throwing a wrench in my works here. Throwing a wrench in my works. I got it in my YOLO stock. My YOLO stock was there's no immediate rush on Eton. So I could wait and see how Clove does through the short interest. Yeah, CTRM's got a lot of shipping capex that they picked up. They've got a lot of shares on the market too, though. But I mean, SNDL is not much different. I could keep my warrants, sell my shares, I guess half my shares in Clove. If I sell half my shares in Clove, that'll be on a gain. It'll be 800. No, it'll be 17, half, 9, not quite 9. It'll be like 8 grand. I could get 16,000 for Eton. And then I would still have half of the Clove position. Let's go swaggy stocks and see what's happening here. OCGN, MVIS, that's to be expected. Clove is still here, but this is not nearly the... These are the two most recent. Seriously, this double click on this mouse is killing me. Yeah, there's not really a ton of conversation on this on Wall Street Bets, so I don't think they're gonna be the flood. Now, OCGN kind of need to watch the three of those, right? Like I need to watch MVIS, OCGN on Monday to see what happens. Monday after hours is going to be very, very interesting, guys, as we get accurate short numbers, because that's going to mean GME, AMC. Tuesday could be a wild ride. Current estimate on shorts is Clove is top 15. What the shit is this? PCT? 97% short? That's kind of crazy. Not a lot of watchers on this. Usually go around until around 4. How early is early?
Whenever you're done your stream.
You go get me some beers, and I'll make that happen. What I'm wrestling with is okay, if I do Clove, send out the ball and chain for Spear. She's not my ball and chain. She's my better half. I love that lady. Now you done it.
Who you calling ball and chain?
Yeah, no, she's too sexy to be a ball and chain.
Which one can I take for Janine?
What are the ones there?
Doobie?
No, not Shuby.
Doobie?
No.
Doobie? 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 Doobie?
How much does she need?
Just one. Is she getting the Doobie?
No, she's getting a Shepherdie.
Shepherdie.
Yeah. Okay. I think I need to just commit. I think I need to cut this position in half on Clove. So maybe pre-market I exit SNDL, take that 9 grand, move it over to Eton. Wait and see how Clove does Monday after short interest. No, the warrants I'm not touching. The warrants I'll leave alone. Because ultimately, I'm taking money. I'm taking the loss on SNDL and Clove. I'd be exiting half, not at a loss, at a gain, but I'd be exiting that in order to take a position in Eton that would go into June. Because I see the growth is more than SNDL. Now, SNDL, how high do I think it could go? I'm saying 6 to 8, which is on this would be 4x, but there's no reason why I can't come back to SNDL after this moves. I don't see any legislation inbound. That would lock me in until the end of June. The Senate hasn't voted on the Safe Banking Act, but they're also not rushing to vote on it. I would hold through all. I mean, I would hold through until it doubled. This is saying the Safe Act won't even make it to a Senate vote. It looks like I just have so much time on pot. That's an interesting point here. Are we actually seeing these things go through? Seeking alpha, let's do FDA. It looks like they're through the backlog. These companies aren't necessarily big. Whatever, frig. No, I'm not. I'm not freaking disabling my ad blocker. Piss off. Okay, so this is a $23 bio company. This is a 23. Was it 23 though? Yeah, I mean it was slightly bigger. CFMS. That's a smaller company. This is an OTC company that got approval. All right, guys, I think that's my battle plan for the week. I'm going to exit SNDL pre-market Monday, snag Eton with whatever I can get on that. If it's $8,000, great. If it's $10,000, that would be better. But take whatever I can get on that. Wait till Monday after hours for the short numbers to come through. If the short numbers look like there's going to be a short squeeze hype of some kind, I'll wait till Tuesday to exit Clove on that short squeeze hype. Otherwise, I'll exit half of Clove Monday after hours. Grab Eton with it, and that way I will have all of my Clover warrants, half of my Clover equity, no SNDL, FTOC, Eton, and SHG. That's gonna leave me. So what will I be in? I'll be in SHG, Clover Health, and Eton, which are 3 bio plates. I guess it looks like I'm getting back into healthcare. And then FTOC is fintech. Now they are 3 very different types of healthcare. Eton is pharmaceutical production. SHG is in-house clinics, and the Clover is insurance. So they're all 3 different parts of bio. It's not like I'm just trading. You can't really ignore 4 PDUFAs though. I need to read through that earnings call again from Eton. Okay, Econ's fourth quarter issued a press release that outlines topics we plan to discuss on today's call. The release is available on the website, blah, blah, blah. Statements made during this call, forward-looking statements, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, everyone, blah, blah, blah. We've seen 2 of our products commercially launch and completed a major transaction with our oral liquid products. First, I will start with the commercial launch of our lead product. Sprinkle is the first and only FDA-approved granular hydrocortisone formulation for the treatment of adrenal cortical insufficiency, specifically designed for use in children. Although the product launched in late Q4, promotional activities really accelerated in January after the holiday season. Our sales reps have been pleased with the initial reception they've received, so they're going to have a pretty gangbuster Q1 on that. While sales rep meetings to date have been mostly virtual, in recent weeks we've actually seen certain doctors welcome in-person meetings. We expect frequency, blah, blah, blah. So as it opens up, it'll be better. Only 2 full months of launch behind us. We are encouraged by our adoption rates we've seen this fall. We believe we're on pace for our 2021 plan. Okay, so again, I need to go here. 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 I mean, that's a big ass estimate. The estimate on this is 12 mil. What the heck? 14, 13, 15. Holy shit. Ugh. $1.5 million payment owed to Eton. So on top of their sales, there's a $1.5 million payment. They get $5 million just for this one being approved. The May 29th one. Same thing with the August one. They get $5 million just for getting the approval. They have 3 products generating revenue, 6 additional products under review by year end. Yeah. So the only other change that you guys saw me make was rather than exit half of Clove Monday, I'm going to exit all of my Clove equity. I will hold on to my option and I will hold on to my warrants. But I think I'm going to exit SNDL, actualize that loss pre-market Monday, snag as much Eton as I can, wait for the short numbers to come in after hours on Clove Monday. If the short numbers do indicate a ridiculous short interest against Clove, there is an opportunity for Wall Street Bets to play it on Tuesday, so I won't exit and snag more Eton until Tuesday when I exit Clove off of its run. If Clove doesn't look like it's going to have a run due to the short interest, though, the short interest comes in that it's realistically at 30% or whatever it is, then I will probably exit Clove after hours Monday and snag Eton. And that's also going to leave me kind of out of this loop as far as crypto conference, Powell, FOMC, like biostocks just don't care about any of that, which is one of the perks to that. I think that's the battle plan for the week here, guys. Not a fan of actualizing losses again, but I guess I can claim that against my taxes, any earnings or gains that I make this year. All right, there's the plan. Miss Millennial is out. Is that TradingView you're using for the journal? No, this is Evernote. I use Evernote for it. Garboogie, thanks for the follow. All right, that's it for my battle plan for the week, guys. Hopefully this shows you guys the process that I go through. I know a lot of people think that retail traders, the market is just Monday to Friday. They show up, they trade whatever's trending on Wall Street Bets. That's the end of it. That's the amount of work that they put in. For me, I did not watch Mortal Kombat yet. No. I will probably watch it with my son tomorrow. Theaters are closed in Ontario, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'll probably watch it with my son tomorrow. I don't hate that this takes me out of the risk of Powell and the FOMC and Airbnb and all that crap. Did anybody see Mortal Kombat? No spoilers, but was it good? Did it live up to hype? Because I got to tell you, we looked at Rotten Tomatoes yesterday. We looked at Rotten Tomatoes yesterday, and they took a dump on it. They hated it. Look at this. Look at this gap between people that watch it and critics. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like it seems to be the consensus, guys, on the audiences. Oh, there's some haters here. Okay. I mean, Eton is not on WS. What is WS? Wall Street Bets? I mean, that almost makes me like it more. Well, simple. W, if you're in Canada, brother, why don't you just go to a bank? Go to TD or go to Scotia. That would also come. Just buy it there. Open a brokerage account with your bank and buy it there. RBC's not that bad. Eton is one that I almost wouldn't want to spam into. There's nothing sexy about it. There's no I almost want to keep it on the DL, in many respects. Yeah, I've got interactive brokers. I use that in Canada. It's just uh, TD is really solid, with the exception of the one problem that I had with them where I got a double fill. But apparently that was, I know how to not make that happen again. All right, guys. I think I've got my plan for the week. But yeah, again, just to finish that idea, guys. A lot of people think that retail traders show up Monday. They just look at Wall Street Bets or Twitter or whatever, and they just trade whatever everybody else seems to be trading. They play with charts and TA, and that's it. As an FA trader, I don't actually spend a lot of the time charting and mapping. And yeah, did I go to Wall Street Bets today? Yeah, but I also went to FDA filings and I went to SEC filings and I went to, like, there's a lot more that goes into it. Saturday is not a day off for me. I work Saturday. By the way, guys, if you haven't got the book of the week, the book of the week is there. It's the history of the U.S. in 5 crashes, and it reviews the stock market crashes from 1907, 1920s, 1987, 2000, and 2010. All those crashes, the history that led up to that event, and then kind of the fallout afterwards, and then it goes to the next crash. I think it's an extremely valuable book for you to read. There's a lot of red flags that pop up in my mind as I was listening to it and reading it, that I see happening right now. Biden's propensity to poke at the market and say that they're irrelevant is probably not good. I highly recommend the read. I am only, now full disclosure, I'm not completely done the book. I'm at the 2000 crash right now. I'm not really going to need the 2010. 2010 is obviously very fresh in our minds. We've got all kinds of movies that came out about it. You got the Big Short, Margin Call, all kinds of stuff for you to look at and understand what happened there and how that works. Most of us are fairly familiar with it because we lived through it. But for those of you that are kind of oblivious to the history of the market, 1907, 1920, 1987, especially 1987, big. 1907 has a lot of similarities to kind of where we are now. I said that when I read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. I reiterate that now. The crash that happened in 1907, we are coming very close to something very similar happening, I think, in the next little bit here. That's not me, the sky is falling. Obviously, I still hold equities. I've got money kicking around, but I just want to be clear that the book can potentially help you identify when shit's about to hit the fan a little bit before it hits the fan. Remember, we were able to do that. Well, I was able to do that at least last year before the crash. I was able to identify that COVID was going to scale. The whole market was going to go bad. I liquidated all of my positions for gains or losses. It didn't matter. Waited for it to hit the bottom, bought back up, made great gains. I think that there is another big opportunity coming. Now, will it be the biggest crash of all time? Who knows? Will the mother of all squeezes make it happen? Who knows? But definitely worth reading, guys. Great book. Have an amazing day. Let's find somebody to send you over to, because I know I'm not the only stock guy out there doing some work today. I know there are other stock folks out there that are currently active and learning and growing, and it doesn't hurt to have you guys join them. This is a guy doing TA. I'm not necessarily about that life. This guy's a Robinhood degen. I don't know about that. You know what? Maybe I will just end it. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll catch you Monday morning, 9 a.m. If you're not following, make sure that you are following so you get that notification when I go live. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. You click the bell. Have an amazing weekend, guys. I will catch you guys later. Later.